Hello everyone and welcome to another online classroom. My name is Andronic and I am a teacher of English at the private institution Lyceum of Creativity and Inventiveness Prometeu Prim from Chisinau. As you already got used to, we are studying from the textbook English for You and Me 7th form, which by the way you can download from this platform as well. Today we are going to cover pages 96-97 and of the book Roundup. Are you ready? Let's begin. In this video, we are going to go through some of the topics that we have learned, revise facts about Great Britain, describe someone who has overcome some challenges and made a success in life, name different types of houses, name famous cinema stars, and name historical figures of our country. Let's begin. Have a look at the screen. Look at the picture and name all parts of the body you know. Pause the video, work on your own. And we are back. Let's check together. Number 1, shin. Number 2, knee. Number 3, sole. Number 4, thigh. Thigh. Number 5, heel. 6, calf. 7, arch. 8, ankle. 9, toe. Toe. We have fingers and we have toes. Let's move to the next picture. Number 1, wrist. Number 2, palm. Number 3, thumbs up. Number 4, index finger or forefinger. 5, middle finger. 6, ring finger. 7, little or pinky finger. We have the knuckles. And we have the fist. Good job, everyone. Let's move on. Let's continue. Name all kinds of footwear and their colors. The footwear we are going to cover together. The clothes you are going to do on your own. I have some examples for you. We have high boots. We have Wellington boots in British English and rubber boots in American English, low-heeled shoes, patent leather high-heeled shoes, trainers, British English, and sneakers, American English. And you can see in the corner the entire footwear department. Let's have a look at these slides. We are asked to name various professions you know. And I have inserted here the vocabulary that you had in your books. All of them are nouns. Plumber, plumber, we don't pronounce b. Plumber, salesman, clerk or office worker, clerk, lawyer, accountant, road sweeper. Good job. Let's move on. Imagine you have to lay an Easter holiday table. Name the things you need, like dishes, food, or drinks. What you have below is the key vocabulary that you studied previously. You have 2 categories, nouns and adjectives. Get together, tableware, dishes, such as plates, glasses, cutlery, dish, particular food, poultry, poultry, pork, beef, lamb, mutton, steak, cabbage rolls, pudding, beverage. Now, how it will be sarmale in English? That's right, cabbage rolls. What adjectives we can identify with this topic? Homemade, sour, roast, tinned, or canned. Let's move on. This time I want you to make up a network on the topic family. Pause the video, try to transfer this network in your notebooks and complete it. You are back? The first bubble, blood relatives, mother, father, siblings, grandparents. Distant relatives, in-laws, sister-in-law or step-parents. Chores, you can vacuum, water the plants, dust the furniture, walk the pets. Entertainment, get together, meet up, watch a movie together with your friends, or see the sights around the city. And finally, we reached Great Britain. 7th grade is full of information about this beautiful country. Comment on the pictures below. First of all, do you recognize the pictures? Let's see. If you said the Tower of London, you are absolutely right. The Tower of London is one of the world's leading tourist attractions and a World Heritage Site, attracting visitors from all over the world. Now have a look. Heritage. Heritage. Like legacy. Did you recognize the second picture? You were right. The Houses of Parliament and Elizabeth Tower, commonly called Big Ben, are among London's most iconic landmarks and must-see London attractions. Technically, Big Ben is the name given to the massive bell inside the clock tower, which weighs more than 13 tons, which is 13,760 kilograms. The clock tower looks spectacular at night when the 4 clocks' faces are illuminated. Take a look at these 2 words in red, heritage and landmarks. These words I want you to remember from this video. Heritage as legacy and landmark as something which connects the country to this place or building. In our case, we have 2 buildings, the Tower of London and the Houses of Parliament, which is also called Big Ben. Let's move on. In one of the previous videos, I suggested you to go through the supplement and read information about the United Kingdom, the USA, Canada, New Zealand, Australia, otherwise said the English-speaking countries. Now I would like to ask you one more time to go through this text, and this time to find seaport cities, because the task is to brainstorm a list of seaport cities in the world. Now, if you ask me, I remember from UK, London as one of the most important international seaport, and Glasgow from Scotland. The USA, we can name all the cities that are linked to the waters. Los Angeles, for example. In Canada, you have to look through the text and identify some seaports. And if you go to Australia, the most important international seaport is in Melbourne. Piece of advice, go through this text one more time and find seaport cities. Or you have another option, you can Google seaport cities in the world. Try to make a list. You can put them down in your notebook. Alright, let's go on. Have a look at these slides. In exercise 9, from this page you are asked to think of either a famous person or someone you know personally who has overcome difficulties and made a success of their lives. I suggest us to cover this topic together. Have a look at the picture. Do you recognize the person? If you said Malala Yousafzai, you are right. What do you know about Malala Yousafzai? Trying to brainstorm ideas. I was impressed by the year 2014 from her biography, and I will read it for you. After months of surgeries and rehabilitation, I joined my family in our new home in the UK. It was then I knew I had a choice. I could live a quiet life, or I could make the most of this new life I had been given. I determined to continue my fight until every girl could go to school. With my father, who has always been my ally and inspiration, I established Malala Fund, a charity dedicated to giving every girl an opportunity to achieve a future she chooses. In recognition of our work, I received the Nobel Peace Prize in December 2014 and became the youngest ever Nobel laureate. Now, why do you think I have picked out this paragraph from Malala's life? Because our task was to think of a famous person and identify whether this person has overcome difficulties and made a success of their lives. And this paragraph proves this. Now it's your turn to find out information about a person that inspired you. Let's move on. On this slide you see my favorite topic, food, traditional food. And we have to speak about two traditions in our country that visitors from abroad could enjoy. Now, if you ask me, the first thing that came into my mind was Moldovan's plăcinte and our traditional weddings. I have heard lots of comments about our Moldovan cottage cheese and plăcinte, or pies as they call them. They are absolutely fantastic. So the tourists that visit our country associate Moldova with plăcinte and weddings. What do you think are the two traditions that visitors from abroad could enjoy? Let's go on. In this task, we have to name different types of houses people live in. You can pause the video, go to that unit, and try to recall how much vocabulary do you remember, or how many types of different houses you can name. You're back, and let's check together. Clay house, stone house, brick house, concrete house, wood house, and of course we need some cement to build the houses. If you have thought about the same, good job. Let's move on. Another topic of interest of mine is cinema. I am a cinema goer. I love going to cinemas. What about you? So in this task we have to name all the famous cinema stars you know. I decided to pick one, my favorite. Do you recognize the actor? Do you recognize the movie? Yes, it's Skyfall, one of the series from Agent 007. Daniel Craig, this is the actor's name, and I decided to give you a helping hand by showing you how you could write a review of a movie. Skyfall is one of the best action films in recent years. Released in 2012, it stars Daniel Craig as Secret Agent James Bond and Spanish actor Javier Bardem in the role of Raúl Silva, the villain in this film. Now, a villain, is he a good guy or a bad guy? If James Bond is a good guy, so a villain is the bad one. The plot involves a genius computer hacker who is an ex-spy. He wants to take revenge on the organization he used to work for, and James Bond has to prevent this from happening. There are a lot of exciting action scenes as Bond pursues him around the world. Can he stop him before it's too late? The film is set in a variety of locations, including Istanbul, Shanghai, Macau, London, and Scotland, which gives it a very international atmosphere. The soundtrack, the music, is impressive and includes the theme song Skyfall, performed by English singer Adele. The acting is also of a very high standard, and Bardem brings his character to life with a dazzling and memorable performance. I would highly recommend Skyfall, especially if you are keen on action films, like I am. It will have you on the edge of your seat until the very end, and I'm sure you will not regret watching it. Now you see some colors in this text. Let's see, what do they mean? The green one is vocabulary specifically related to films. In one of the previous videos, I kindly recommended you, whenever you write a piece of writing, to use the active vocabulary of the lesson or the topical vocabulary. So in green you see the active vocabulary: action films, stars, villain. The next color tells us what happens in the film. The plot involves. The yellow color doesn't give away the ending. Can he stop him before it is too late? It's like a rhetorical question. The pink color talks about different aspects of the film: locations, soundtrack, acting. The purple uses a variety of adjectives and descriptive phrases on a very high standard: dazzling and memorable. And the last paragraph covers whether you recommend it or not, and why. I would highly recommend. By this, I tried to help you in identifying how you should write a movie review or a film review. But you can try and name all famous cinema stars you know. Make a list in your notebooks. Let's go to the next slide. Let's see, what do you remember? Name historical figures of our country. Name famous sportsmen of our country and from abroad. Name birds and trees. Name places of interest in Chisinau. You can pause the video and flick through a book, or you can listen to what I have selected for you. Speaking about historical figures, I thought about Ștefan cel Mare because he had a huge contribution and impact on the history of Moldova. If we speak about famous sportsmen from our country, I think about Nicolae Juravski, who is the president of the Olympic Committee, and you can see the symbol of this committee on the slide. Birds and trees. We had this topic together. We covered it a few weeks ago. And, de la ce? Speaking about birds and trees, you have the vocabulary right in front of you. Poplar, maple, willow, linden or lime, acacia, crocus, swallow, blue-tit, lark, woodpecker, nightingale, eagle, sparrow, swan, quail. I don't know how about you, but I love the meat of quail, and this meat is called poultry. Places of interest in Chisinau. What places of interest in Chisinau you can think of? Try to make a list. We are about to finish the lesson. End of book roundup. Let's see, what did we cover today? In this video, we went through some of the topics that we have learned, revised facts about Great Britain, described someone who has overcome some challenges and made a success, and I described Malala Yousafzai, named different types of houses, named historical figures of our country. Thank you for watching, wishing you all the best, blessings, stay home, stay safe, let's learn English together. Bye-bye.